Dear friends, I am going to discuss some uh, additional uh, additional uh, explanation regarding to the CST element. So this is from the books of the finite element by the Dhanraj and Pile, Dhanraj and Nair. So this one is the already I discussed that the this one is the triangular element node 1, node 2, node 3, and n1 shape function n1 I have defined 1 by 2 a1 b1x plus c1y. In the nodes it is defined in the different way, a1x plus b1y plus c1, so do not confused. The shape is of n1 when you get the values at node 1, n1 becomes 1 and n2 and n3 becomes 0. So in this here it is a triangular shape. At node 1 it is 1 and node 2 and node 3 0. Similarly, for n2 at node 2 it is 1 and node 1 and node 3 it is the 0. This one is the shape function n2. For node 3, at 3 node it is the 1 and node 1 and node 2 it is the 0. So this one is the shape functions for n3. So n1 and u and b already I described it, the n1, n2, n3 and 0, n1, n2, n3, u1, b1, u2, u1, b1, u2, b2, u2, b3. Now a stiffness matrix has been derived. So you have to derive how can find the load vector. So for the load vector, I discuss how can find the load vector. In previous video I have not defined the load vector. So if the load acting concentrated load, then there is no problem. No problem, you can take the x and y directions as given. But if it is the UDL is the traction loading that is uniformly varies from node 1 to node 3, how can analyze it? So it is generally you studied that it acts in the one directions, but suppose if it is inclined, so it is resolved into two directions, in the x direction and y direction. Component of x direction is px, component in y direction is py. So load vector F is equal to, already you know that n transpose into traction into ds, area. S is the area. So consider the edge 1 2 of the triangular element as shown in the figure, subjected to uniform traction of px0 in the x direction, py0 in the y direction. So along the x and y direction respectively, the element area ds is expressed as the element area. What is the element area? ds is the t multiplied by ds. T is the thickness and ds is the element length of the small element of edge 1 2. If the thickness is constant, then surface area integral is reduced to the line integral. Here thickness is constant, so this is reduced to the line integral along the edge 1 2. Along the edge, this edge n3 will be 0, and accordingly to matrix n is defined as n can define as n, this is the 0 and this term is the 0. So n3 defined as assuming the origin for s. Suppose s is a start from here, this is the origin of the s. So n1 and n2 can be written as the, it is a linear, it is the say function, it is the linear 1D problem, and you can write the n1 as mentioned in the bar problem, 1 minus s by l12. L12 is the length 1 to 2, and n2 is the s by l12. It is explained in the bar problem. Just at there I was assuming it r by x by 1 minus x by a, or this one is the x by a. Similarly for the x it is the s, and a for a l12, and so you can write 0 to l12, n1 0, n2 this 0 0 0, n1 0, n2 0 0, and traction vector px 0 and py 0, t ds is the t ds. When you will integrate it, you will get the px 0. Substitute the value of n1 as n1, you will get the px 0 tl12 by 2, py 0 tl12 by 2, px 0 tl12 by 2, and py 0 tl12 by 2. This one is the py 0 tl. So you will get the force matrix. So it means it is at this point it is behave as the concentrated load, and x direction you can take this force, in the y direction at the node 1 this one, at node 2 this one, x direction and y direction. So you can get if, this one, if this is the UDL load. But if UVL is present, in this case suppose for the UVL px2 it varies from x directions from in same way the element load vector for the case of linearly varying traction along any one of edges can be defined. Consider the edge 2 3 subjected to varying traction px2 at node 2 and px3 at node 3 along the x direction, py2 at node 2 and py3 at node 3 along the y directions. For the case of loading, consider along the edge 2 3. Here consider the edge 2 3. Say function n1 will be 0 and say function n2 and n3 are given as n2 is equal to 1 minus s by l 2 3, n3 is equal to l by s l 2 3. So px you can write the px is equal to n2 px2 plus n3 px3. Any it is the general as you write the coordinate x is equal to x n1 x1 plus n2 x2. Similarly px for node 2 3, between node and 2 3 you can write it. Py is equal to n2 py2 plus n3 py3. So you will get the force is equal to nt px py ds. So integrate 0 to l23 and write here for node 1 n1 0, n1 here 0, only n2 and n3 are remaining. So n2 0, n3 0 0. This one is the px is the n2 px2 plus n3 px3, n2 py2 plus n3 py3, and this area tds. So f is equal to integrate 0 to l23, this one the 0 0, and you will multiply this one at this point. So you will get n2 square px2 plus n2 n3 n2 n3 px3. For this one, for this you can get 0 multiplied by this one and n2 multiplied by this one, you will get. Similarly for this row you will get. When you integrate it 0 to l23, so you can use this formula directly. It becomes l23 by 3, or 0 to l23 n2 n3 ds becomes l23 by 6. So finally f is equal to t l23 0 0. This one is the px 2 by 3 px 3 by 6 P by 2 by 3, P by 3 by 6, Px 2 by 6, Px 3 by 6, P by 2 by 6, P by 3 by 3. In case of the uniform traction, Px2 is equal to P by 3 is equal to Px0, and P by 2 is equal to P by 3 is equal to P by 0. Then A4 mentioned load vector will reduce to vector corresponding to uniform tractions. When you substitute the Px2 Px3 is equal to Px0, you will get the similar as the derived for the uniform. You will get like this. So this is the this one is the how can find the load vector. Question 1, for your practice you can solve the question, this question. This I think this was not visible in the video, but you can see it, and already I explained it. So first you can take clearly, you can see the pages. This page I have explained it. Next, this page I have explained it, and third one, this one vector, this one is the finally it is the self-explanatory. For the practice you can do the practice question number 5. Nodal coordinate of the constant strain triangular element are in centimeter 1, 2, 3. Derive the strain displacement matrix. This one is the already it is solved. B is equal to epsilon is equal to BQ. B already it is formula given, already derived. So this one you can take the hint and you can solve yourself. In second questions, consider the stress developed in the constant strain triangular element whose nodal coordinate are this one, this one, this one. The nodal displacement vector in the centimeter. This is the displacement. So compute the stresses. So you can use this formula for the stresses, and you will get the stresses in this one. The sigma is equal to this one, the solutions. So you can solve other questions yourself. In the next video I will explain how can find the force load vector for the axis symmetry problem, or 1-2 problem I will try to solve for the axis symmetry or the plane stress, plane triangular element, for the triangular element. Thank you for the watching and for your patience.